Hello and welcome once again to 6 Minute Maths, and in this session we are going to look at a level 1 calculator paper that's been recently released by Pearson, Edexcel. So please tag along, pause the video, have a go at the questions yourself. Contact us by email at learn6minutemaths@outlook.com. Please like, subscribe and just share to my channel, please. That'd be much appreciated. We are here because we want to help learners with maths and in particular functional skills. So any questions, send me a message, and without further ado we'll get going. We'll start to look at the paper. So the paper itself is section B, the calculator paper. It is out of 42 marks. So let's just have a look at that. 42 divide by 100 times by 60. You're looking at getting at least 25, and probably 30 is more comfortable. So between 25 and 30 would get you a pass, or it should get you a pass at 60% there. Always try and aim as high as you can, but take your time with the paper. Look at each question really carefully. Save the difficult ones to the end. Don't get yourself stressed. First question on the first page might be one that you're really unfamiliar with, and if you get yourself all stressed out and worked up, then all you're doing is just going to give yourself more headaches and more stress on the next 2 or 3 questions. It's a proven fact that if you start to stress out on the questions, you make more mistakes on the next 2 or 3. So let's have a look. Have a quick look at this. Pause it if you want to, and then have a go and check my answers. Jonathan works in a cafe. One morning he sells 48 cups of tea. 48 cups of tea. And 12 cups of coffee. Write this ratio down in its simplest form. Well, looking at these straight away, I know my 12 times table is going to be fine. 12 into 12 goes 1. 12 into 48 goes 4 times. So it's a ratio of 4 cups of tea to 1 cup of coffee. So the answer, simplest form, is 4 to 1. That's a nice start to the paper. Let's have a look what we've got next. What a customer buys 4 cups of tea, and Jonathan puts puts sugar in 2 of each of the 2 cups. So 4 cups of tea, 2 of them he puts sugar in. One customer picks him a cup at random. What is the likelihood he'll pick a cup of tea with sugar? Well, I know if we simplify these now, that leaves us with a half, and a half is the same as 50%. So we've got an even chance of picking up a cup of tea with a sugar in it. Again, another nice little start. So let's move on. Let's look at the next question. See what we've got. Sam is a manager in an office and he wants to buy 14 new chairs. Each chair costs £73. Sam will also be charged 20% VAT on the cost of the chairs, and Sam has a budget of £1,200 to buy the chairs. Is £1,200 enough to buy the 14 chairs? So let's work out one chair, and I always like to write them in, let the examiner know what you're doing. So one chair is £73 plus VAT, which is at 20%. So therefore 73 divided by 100 times by 20 will give you a value, and we can add that value together. Or if you want to, you could do 73 divided by 100 and times by 120. We'll add the value 1, which is the one I'm going to use now. So 73 divide by 100 times by the 100 back plus the 20 gives me a charge of £87.60 per chair. Okay, and we need 14 chairs. 14 times by 87, sorry about that, 87.60. That pound sign there got squiggly. I do apologise. Okay, 87.6 times by 14 is going to give me a value of £1,226.40. £1,226.40. Sam has £1,200 to buy the chairs. Is that enough? No, it's not enough. Always finish off the question the amount of people that look at it and go, oh no, 1200, 1,226.40. Have you finished the question? Have you answered the final part of the question? Is 1,200 enough to buy the 14 chairs? No, because we need £1,226.40. Let's have a look at the next one. Okay, here is a garden and a pond. The garden and the pond are rectangular. Kayla is covering the garden with grass seeds. She will not put any grass seeds in the pond. One of the boxes of grass seeds covers 15 metres squared. Work out the total number of boxes of grass seeds Kayla needs to cover the garden. Right, so we need to do the garden itself, which is 9 times 14. And then we'll need to take away the area of the pond, which is 3.8 times by 2.4. That will then give us the area. So let's just do that one on the calculator just to be safe. 9 times 14 equals 126 meters squared. Okay. Do the next bit. 3.8 times 2.4. 3.8 multiplied by 2.4 for the pond is 9.12 meters squared. 9.12 meters squared. So we take one away from the other. 1, 2, 6. Take away 9.12 equals 116.88. Just make a note of that. 116.88 meters squared. So if I take that now and I divide that by 15 meters for each box, that will tell us how many boxes we need. So 116.88 divided by 15, 7.792 boxes is required as a minimum. 7.792 boxes. However, we can't buy 0.792 of a box, so we'll have to round that up to 8 boxes. That is how many boxes we're going to need. Okay, happy with that one. Let's scroll down to the next question. Moving through these quite nicely this morning. And that's just space for calculation. Excuse me. Question 4. Dave is going on a holiday to Madrid. The temperature tomorrow in Madrid will be 21 degrees centigrade. Okay. Dave uses this rule to change the temperature to Fahrenheit. So 21 times by 1.8 plus 32, not 3.2, will give us the answer in Fahrenheit. Dave thinks this temperature in Madrid will be more than 70 degrees. So let's have a little check and see. 21 multiplied by 1.8 equals 37.8 plus 32 equals 69.8 degrees. You're very near, Dave. It's 69.8 degrees. Dave thinks the temperature will be more than 70 degrees. No. It's slightly less. At 69.8 degrees. Don't forget your degree sign. Really, really important. There's probably an answer box at the bottom of the page to put your answer in. Already with the degree sign. Let me see. Oh no, it's not on there. So it's required. Okay, Kai works in a call centre. The table shows the number of phone calls he receives each day. Draw a bar chart to display this information. Okay, so we've got 5 days. I am just going to quickly copy this information so I can see what I'm doing at the bottom. Won't be a second. Where's my trusty copy tool? Here it is. Click new. Just move that over slightly. I'll just copy this so I can read it further down. Copy. Right click and paste. Of course you'll not have to do this on the test. I'm just doing this so I can get the numbers right and make the graph look half decent for you. So, whoops. Just move that over a little bit. That's fine. So I can see that that's better. So it is phone calls. So that could be our title, couldn't it? Yeah, remember 1 mark on your graph. Very important, phone calls. This won't be as neat as yours will be, because if you're using online, it's already sorted the bars out for you. Equal amounts and going up. So what have we got? Highest number's 240. Maybe we could go up in 50s. So we could go 0. That could be 100 there, 10 boxes. That could be 200. That could be 300. And that could be 400. And then down the side it's going to be number of calls. And then we've got 5 days along the bottom. Let me just lift that up slightly. Thank you. That will do. So we could have Monday, then Tuesday, then Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday. And this could be days of the week. Remember, you're trying to explain what the graph is to someone that doesn't know what they're doing. That's the best way to do it. And then that way you're explaining it in simple terms and putting everything in there. So it's 1 mark for the axes, 1 mark for the correct heights, 1 mark for going up in equal amounts, and also having the title. They're the indicators that they look for. I used to mark for an awarding body, so yeah, that, you know, let's make sure we get it right. So the first one, Monday's 240, so they were going up in 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40, so it's going to be around about here for Monday. I'm just going to draw a line here. Tuesday's 140, so 1, 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to draw a line here. You'll see what I'm doing in a second. 185 for Wednesday, so that's 150, 60, 70, 85 is about there. And then 80 for Thursday, which is just underneath about there. And 225 for Friday. 2, 10, 25 is about there. Now these are not exact, and they wouldn't be exact because it's not like your test paper. So I'm just going to get this ruler here now. Ideally equally spaced apart as well, but again, I'm not using the test software here. I'm just using some whiteboard software to show you what to do over the top of the paper, that's all. So I'm just going to very nicely draw my lines in. Hopefully it will let me move it. There we go, let's put that back. So there's my first one, 240. Okay, let's move over. You would do this a lot neater on the test. You'd make sure everything was nice and clear and easy to read. I'm doing this just so I can get an idea of what it's like. Just give me a second. There we go. Let's move that over again. It's not easy to do with this software, so please forgive me if there's any minor errors in this. Thank you. Just having a bit of a go slow moment, this one. It's a little bit better. So yeah, the pass mark is round about It's out of 42, so we need to be getting between probably 35 and 35. Sorry, 25 and 30 is a good cushion, isn't it? Yeah. Don't forget to visit some of my other maths videos. We've got some 2-minute maths revision guides just to help you as a quick reminder. And we've also got maths topics in under 6 minutes to learn. I'm very excited. We'll continue to grow the channel. We'll be looking at GCSE and other qualifications hopefully very soon. Last line going in. Let's just click back on there to put it back, and there we go. They're not perfect, they're not exact, but we've got 240, 140, 185, 80 and 225, and as you can see there we've got an axis, top and the side, we've got a title, and I'm quite happy with that. That should award us all 3 marks. Let's look at the next one here. Bit of a tricky one, this one, by the looks of it. 5-mark question. So there's a good few steps to be had in this one. Sunil is a baker. She buys flour in 50 kilogram bags. The table shows the number of 50 kilogram bags of flour she used to make loaves in each of the last 4 weeks. Okay. Sunil will make 2,400 loaves in week 5. She'll need 250 grams of flour for each one. Chanel works out that the mean number of 50 kilogram bags of flour is used in these 5 weeks. She will use this figure for future orders. Okay, work out the mean number of 50 gram flour bags she'll need to be used in week 5. So let's find out what she's used already. 7 plus 14 is 21, plus 8 is 29, 39, she's used 42 so far. Okay, 2,400 times by 250 grams will tell us how much she'll need to make the loaf she needs. So let's just work that one out too. 2,400 times by 250 gives us a value of 600,000 grams of flour. Just going to make a note of that. 600,000. So if I divide that by 1,000, that will tell us how many kilograms we need. And that equals 600 kilograms of flour. Right, okay, so let's just have a quick look at this. I'm just going to do a quick calculation on some paper to make sure that I'm correct. Just give me 1 second. Let me see. Okay, so 600 kilograms, and it's in 50 gram bags, so let's just work that bit out first. 600 divided by 50. It means we're going to need 12 bags of flour. 12 bags of flour. And we've already got 42. 42 plus 12 means that we're going to need 54 bags in total for the week. 54 divided by 5 would give us our weekly average. So let's have a look at that now. Just get my calculator. 54 divided by 5 equals 10.8. Divided by 5 equals, so we're averaging 10.8 bags a week, but on that last week we need 12 to cover, so we'd probably need to order 11 on that week 4 for week 5 to make it up to 54, or order 12 even, 11 to 12. Okay, thanks for that. Let's move on. let's see what we've got next. First time I've looked at this paper, so it's new to me. Gordon buys a new slide for his garden. His garden measures 6 meters by 7 meters. The space for the slide must be 3 meters by 1.5 meters. At least 2 meters away from the house and at least 0.5 away, so that's half a meter away from the fence or any other features. So if it's 3 meters by 1.5 meters, and I'm just looking at this key here, it says 1 centimeter is 50 centimeters, so 3 meters is going to be 6 squares, and 1.5 meters is going to be 3 squares, so it's 3 by 6 squares. So let's just find out where I can put it on my diagram now. So it's got to be at least 2 meters away from the house. So if we did it near to the house, it's got to be here. So let's see if we've got enough space. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we could do that way. 1.5 by 1, 2, 5, 6. It could go here. That's kind of option A, I suppose. Option B. Whoops, sorry about that. That's okay. I've got away with that one. It could also go here as well, couldn't it? I think there's only 2 places it can go. Which is there or there. Okay, so that's option A and that's option B. Won't fit anywhere else. I know it's at 0.5 away from each of the items in the garden and the wall, and at least 2 meters away from the house, which is situated at the bottom of the page there. Okay, Belinda asked 20 people, how many hours of TV did you watch last week? Belinda wants to show these in a frequency table. She will use 4 groups. The first group will start with 1 and end in 20. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So let's see, it's up to 20. So our first group could be 1 to 5. Then the next group could be 6 to 10. Then 11 to 15, and then 16 over to 20. Okay, so what we need to do is put it into a table now. So let's just mark our table out nicely. Sorry, it's not the straightest one in the world, but we need at least 3 columns. We need the group, the tally, and the frequency, which is normally represented by an F. So I'll just put my lines in. Just have a look at that there. Yours again will obviously be much tidier than this. I'm just doing this for the purpose of a walkthrough on a paper. So let's have a look and see what we've got. Just go back up to this up a little bit now. So 1 to 5. Let's just count how many we've got. We've got 1 there, 1 there. That's 2. 1 there. That's 3. 1 there. That is 4. Can I see any others? No, I'm happy with that. It's 4 of those. 6 to 10. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Put my 8 in. And then we've got 11 to 15. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's always good to cross them off as you go along. So that's 6. I'm just going to scroll up just a little bit so I can see a bit more. There we go. So that one's 6, and it was 2 for the last one, I think. I'll just check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I'll just write these in just to make sure. 2. I'm sure it was 2 when I looked. Yeah, the 17 and the 20. So that makes up my frequency table. Okay, just put one in there. Groups there. Tally and frequency. Happy with that? Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 9. Dennis is making a container for tomato plants. The container will be in the shape of a cuboid. The capacity will be 180 litres and 1 litre equals 1,000 centimetres cubed. Now we're missing a side. I can see work out the length of your container. So if I do 180 litres, 180 times by 1,000 means that the volume is going to be 180,000 centimetres cubed. So I can do the first bit, 40 by 55, because it's length times width times height. We've got the length times the width. So if I've got 55 times by 40, that gives me 2,200. So I can do the width times the height, which is 55 times by 40 equals 2,200. So if I take my 180,000 and divide it by 2,200, that gives me an answer. I think I only did 2020 there. Let's just do that again. Always good to check. Yes, 180 divided by 2,200 gives me 81.81. Just going to make a note of that. 81.81. Just move up my paper a little bit. So if I do 81 times by 2,200, that should give me just over 180,000 centimetres cubed. Let me just try that now. Yeah, because it's 81. I'll round it up to 82. 82 times by 2,200 equals, yeah, 180,400. 400. Okay. So the length of the longest, said 82, didn't it? The length would be 82. And just to do that, just to make sure it works, I'll just quickly check it. So if I do that as 82 now along there, we need to hold 180 litres. So 82, let's just clear that off. 82 times by 40 times by 55. Yep, 180,400. Happy with that. Okay, fantastic. Next question. Match the 3D shape to the correct net. Okay, so a net diagram is something that's folded out and open flat. And I know this square-based pyramid in the middle straight away is that one. The triangular base prism is that one. And my cube, which has 6 sides, is that one there. That was fairly straightforward. See what the next question is. Here is a cylinder. Which one of these shapes could be the plan view? Well, the plan view is when you're looking up from above, looking down. So it has to be this one. It's the only circular object on there. Fairly straightforward, that one. I like questions like that. Jamie wants to buy a house. The price of the house is £250,000. So it's £250,000 for the house. James needs to pay a deposit off the house. So 250,000. So we take that 250,000, divide it by 100 and times it by 15. Let's just work that one out. 250 divided by 100 and times by 15%. 37,500 is the deposit. That's the deposit, and he's already got 32,000. So if we take those away, 5,500 is what he needs to save. He needs 5,500. 5,500. Excuse the scroll with the pen. Let's see what we've got next. Excuse me a second, just while the software catches up. I actually think we're finished, aren't we? Oh, show a check you're working out. That was a bit naughty there. Show a calculation check of your percentage. So we did 250,000 divided by 100 times by 15 equal 37,500. So if we go 37,500 divided by 15 and times it by 100, that can be my check for 250,000. That is my check there. And that's it. Thanks for watching and taking part. I hope you found that really useful. Check out my other videos, and thanks for being part of 6 Minute Maths. Take care. Bye bye.